Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Sunday and we're going to be coloring the page that we started yesterday. Just going to move the camera for you so that we can actually see what we're coloring. And not so much of the backboard there. There we go, that's better. Alright, so we're going to be continuing on with this page. We're going to be working on the trees as well as this area here as we go through and get things done. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Alex. Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody, and all of you out there in Lurker land. So good to see y'all here. I'm just going to zoom on in. We're going to move down and start on this lower area here and get that taken care of. So we're just going to move that over and down. So I did color the little door because I was bored. But there we have it so far. We are using the Woomer colored pencils. I have the full 133 set. You can purchase the full 133 set, which is the 90 set plus the 72 set. There is some extras. Or you can purchase the 72 set and just purchase the individual pencils to get to that 133. Hello, Noelle. Welcome, welcome. All right. That is the link for the set is, and the Woomer website is listed below the video. Okay, let's start with our little mushrooms here. We're going to work our way across the lower part of the page and gradually move our way up. So I need, what color is that? No, I don't need that color. I need that one, I think. It's a little too dark. This one. So we're going to use a light yellow ochre, 523, and we're going to start the mushrooms with that. Hello, Carol. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Yana. Welcome, welcome. And just doing a very basic basing of that. And then we're going to take our cadmium orange. And we're going to base the top here. Put some of the cadmium orange on the underside as well. Hello, Callie. Welcome, welcome. I saw a set of eyeglasses that have a camera in them that you can stream with or record videos with. I thought that would be really cool to do streams. And then I thought, yeah, except for the fact that I look up every 3 or 4 seconds to look at the chat, which doesn't make it very good for streaming. So I changed my mind. Oh, well, do be careful in that cold. Make sure that you don't, get hurt or anything. All right, now we're going to use orange. And then we're going to take the pale vermilion. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be one of those things I'm gonna have to get used to, I guess, is the cold. It's been nice and warm and sunny here for the past few days, so I'm enjoying it. All right, and then we want some red. What's this one? This is Scarlet Lake. Yeah, that would definitely be stay inside and color weather, absolutely. Stay warm. All right, now we're going to grab a dark red. So I want a madder red purple. Absolutely, stay cozy. We're going to go around the spots with it and into our shadow areas. On that one, and the same on this side. Okay, and then we want indigo. Hello, Lori. Welcome, welcome. Dust that off. So how was everybody's Saturday after stream yesterday? Then we're going to come back with that matter purple. And blend the indigo in. And then the red. And then orange. Then a little bit of the cadmium orange. And we're going to brush that off. And we're going to take our light yellow ochre. And finish that part. And then we're going to take warm gray 3. And then we're going to take our white gel pen as soon as I can find it. I think I may have put it away. Teach me to do things like that. Silly. All right, so we're going to actually add the white gel pen into those spots, but we're not going to do it right now because I put them away. Hello, Dawn. Welcome, welcome. If I didn't say, actually, you were the first one I said hello to. Never mind. I'm going to sit back here and go back to my coloring. Now we're going to fill these ones in with the light yellow ochre. And a little bit of terracotta. This is the 540 terracotta. Now there's a lamp up here, which is going to put a little bit of light coming down on the things down here at the bottom. So we're going to try to make sure that that light doesn't get completely washed out. There's also a book here which is also going to block some of that light because it's not very bright. And then we're going to grab this one, which is Caput Mortem. And then we're going to go over it again, and we'll come in with the white gel pen for the spots on these as well. So I'm blending everything with the light yellow ochre. Okay. Now we need I think we're going to go with cobalt green for the grass. There it is. To start with. It is Kelly. I think it's absolutely an adorable image. And it works really well for the prompt. So the prompt that we're doing is an outdoor prompt. And I wanted it to be whimsical and still be an outdoor thing where it's not just like camping or the outside. I wanted it to have some sort of whimsy to it. And my tummy is grumbly. Okay, there's this one here. Okay. Now we'll use this one. Nice. I'm going to make meatloaf for dinner tonight. So I'm using hooker green at the base of the grass and the shadowy areas. There's going to be a lot of grass and a lot of leaf coloring in this in this page. Hello, Kim. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Marilyn. Welcome. Hello, Shannon. Welcome. All right. Now we're going to take this one, this one. So this is the ground with the roots. So this is going to have a little bit of wood coming up from the roots, but most of it's going to be the ground. So I'm going to sketch that out a little bit. So this is going to be a root here. And all right. Then we're going to take the earth green. Too cold to walk outside? Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that you're able to do that on the treadmill though, because yeah, freezing while walking is never the best thing. So, all right, and then we're going to take the earth green as our base here. And I'll be adding to it, of course. So this is not just the actual color this is going to be. This is just getting a little bit of color in here so that we can work on it. All right, now I want permanent green olive. And permanent green olive is number 488. Narrowed it down to 5 books, have you? Yeah, that is the joys of 3D printing. Bob has those all the time. We had one that was a week, a week long print, and it failed in the last like 5 layers. It was horrible. It can be very disappointing. Nice, Hannah. Can you come do mine now? Mine is still in the garage waiting to be put away. I have to go through everything and downsize, so. Yeah. Oh no. Those power blips are definitely difficult. We have all of our printers on battery backup just because of that. Yeah, all the printers are on their own battery backup just in case because we get power blips here all the time. Yeah, I don't know if we'll need a generator, but it all depends upon the house we're moving into. We haven't found a house yet. I found one that I really like, but hi Carol, welcome, welcome. All right, now I want to go a little bit brighter. So now I'm going to use olive green. Yeah, yeah, it all depends. I'm pretty sure that knowing my husband, it would be something that we would definitely be looking into because we do have an electric car. So having that power blip can be um, could mean that he might not make it to work one day. You know what I mean? And with us both working from home, having those power outages are not something that we want to have. So we will definitely be looking into it and making sure that if the area has that issue, it's something that is addressed quickly. Right. Now for the wood here, I'm going to use a little bit of chocolate. For where the wood's sticking up. Yeah. But if it's just little tiny blips, that's not a big deal, especially if you've got the battery backups available. But the bigger blips definitely will be something that we have to deal with. I need to sharpen this a little bit. Like I said, once we get to that point where we found a house and that sort of thing, it's something we can deal with once we get there. I'm not jumping ahead this time. We've been looking at the different ones that we see online, but not jumping overly ahead. Yeah, the woomers are nice. Okay, now we're going to come back through with that earth green. And then blend them together. I was looking more into the woomer, and I think I found where I was misunderstanding the website, and that was my own fault. They got a few different tabs that I didn't notice when I was first on the Woomer website, and I completely misunderstood what they were for. So, and how to use their website. So it was my own doing that I didn't know that they had the open stock already available, because I did not understand what I was looking at. Now going over the wooden areas for the roots. Blending those together. Hi there, Mandy. I am doing great, thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't go without power for 10 days. That would definitely, after the third day, it would be something that we would end up with a generator for. I don't do well without power. I'm quite sure I could survive it, but with working from home and that sort of thing, prefer not to have to do it. I'm coming back in with that chocolate. Dust that off. All right, now we're going to come through and do up these leaves. Thank you, Dawn. I'm using the Woomers right now. The Woomers have open stock available on their website. The website is listed below the video. It's just yesterday I didn't realize that they had open stock, and that was my own fault because I wasn't understanding how the website worked, and so that was definitely my own fault. That's what I was saying, Kim. So if you have a lot of stickles behind the page that you're working on and you don't want those stickle bumps to affect your page, because they will, put a piece of heavy cardstock over top of the page with the stickles, so that you can color over top of it without having those stickles make a difference. I did notice today when I was on the Woomer page and looking at their open stock, some of them they have sold out already. And so getting the full set, you'll have to keep an eye on it for that availability. I'm just basing everything with the grass green, which is 414, 414. I got mine really quick. It took me less than a week and a half, 2 weeks to get mine. So it all depends. And I noticed on my shipment, um, they were shipped from California. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they put the longer shipping time on there just in case. It has to come from the Woomer factory area, or if they just put a guesstimate on it and you get it when you get it. But yeah, mine came in quite quickly, and I'm using hooker green. I was quite surprised on how quickly they came in. I wasn't expecting them until the end of February, and they were here. Now, they were delivered to my mailbox, and I didn't check the mail last week very much, so they may have been in the mailbox for longer than I knew of, but I got them, what, on Thursday, Wednesday last week. All right, and then we're going to take a little bit of the uh, permanent olive green or green olive, number 488. Good morning, Celine. Well, that definitely is a good way to get the exercise in there. So I saw that you had all the fabric stuff on that you were showing us in the box there. Um, what are you going to do with all that fabric stuff? Because I watch your crafty videos, Shannon, but I have no clue. I am not a crafty person, um, per se. I like to try, but I am not even going to feign knowledge on any of these things. What do you do with them? Do you use them for journaling? Do you make things with them? What do you do with them? No, maybe. I'm not sure that Shannon does quilting, but I don't know, like I said. I have no idea. And now I want to know. I know that she uses some things in her journals, like the ribbons and whatnot, but journal spines. Okay. That's what I was thinking that you did with them was like the ribbons and that sort of thing in journals, but there's way more to journals than I know. than I, than I think I have ever known. I have to learn more about journaling. I don't have a lot of knowledge with them. All right, so there's our leaves. We're getting the base of the tree done here. Now we're going to take our purple. So we're going to use pale violet just because I want them to have a little bit of purple in them. And then we're going to take this one. Yeah. Yeah, it's a one of those rabbit holes that I'm not sure I would fit in. Washi tape was as much of a journaling rabbit hole that I went down, and I think I'm okay with that. Oh wow, that's awesome. 1907 postcard. Yep. Now I used a little bit of the cadmium orange on the buttons here, the centers of the flowers. I also used a little bit of the royal purple on that part of the flower there. Now I'm going to use some white and blend it all down into the petal. There we have our flowers. That's really cool. Israeli stamps for your travels. All right, now we're going to do the tree. So I want to go with, let's start off with burnt ochre, I think, which I think is in here. It's burnt umber, which is too dark. Is this one? Yeah. So we're going to start off with burnt ochre. And this is going to be our lightest color. Aw, that's so cool. We're going to go a little bit lighter on the inside there with some yellows as well, putting that light in there for whatever's living in the tree. I guess it would help if I actually brought the book down so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, just in case you want to see more brown on brown. No worries, Yana. Hurry back. While you're peeping some potatoes. Callie's over there having a potato peep show. Hello, Emma. I haven't looked for them in a while, so I'm not sure. I'm not in the UK, so I don't know if there's a problem with them being shipped to the UK or not. Maybe look on Amazon Australia, see if they're locatable on there. But I haven't tried to get any black widows in a while. Yeah, if you want open stock, you have to contact him directly. But if you're just looking for the sets, should be able to get them on Amazon. But if there's a shipment issue or a manufacturing issue, that could cause some delays. Oh, I'm gonna move that up so you can see what I'm doing. Basically, I'm doing the same thing all the way up the tree. I'm just basing everything with this brown. So I'm basing everything with the burnt ochre to start. And then we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. I just know if I stop halfway through with the base color, I'm just not going to be able to see the whole thing all put together in my brain. What I would like to get done today, let's see, and we've got plenty of time, is get at least one of the trees completed and start on this part down here in the background, but I want to at least get the tree completed. I'd like to get at least half the page done, but I don't think that's going to be possible. So I'm going to zoom it out a little bit so that you're not constantly out of frame on me. Okay. Now we're going to come in with this one. So now we're going to come in with some chocolate. Thank you, Shannon. So Emma, Shannon has posted a link to the Amazon page for the Scorpion set. So hopefully that'll help. If you're looking for other sets, I'm not sure if they're there or not. I don't go to Amazon UK very often. So hopefully that's helpful. Yeah. Hello, Jeanette. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see ya. Don't stay up too late. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why they're unavailable. It just may not be something that um, they've sent into Amazon, but I have not had any information sent to me on any possible manufacturing problems or anything like that, so I don't know. I don't think, if anybody else has any information about it, of course, you are welcome to enlighten us in the chat. Yeah, maybe look into ordering them off of Amazon US. Maybe they have the ability to ship them to you if the UK Amazon doesn't have them available. Is another option. Absolutely not a problem. We've still got an hour, so, you know, we're just coloring brown on brown on brown. So, yeah, not missing a whole lot. Just this little bit here, just down here in the tree. Not loads. All right, gotta sharpen this pencil a little bit maybe here in a minute. Awesome, Jeanette. Glad that they worked well for you over top of the marker. I like doing pencil over marker in some books. Welcome back, Catherine. Now I'm leaving this open here a little bit for the light to come up from these lamps. There's going to be a faint glow from those. There's also the edges are left a little lighter because there's going to be a faint glow from the stars in the back as well. So I'm going in under everything with a much darker, heavier hand, but leaving those areas we want that glow to show with a lighter hand here. Okay, then we're going to come in with the darker brown. All right, Kim. Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Whew. I'm gonna stop yawning. So now I'm using the burnt umber. And I'm just going through and putting in that dark shadow behind things, behind the leaves, behind the vines, as we go up the tree. Oh, Carol, welcome to the Pixies. Can we get an exclamation point love in the chat for Carol? Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. Hello, Mona. Mona. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. I am doing great, thank you. And you're not late. You're here with plenty of time before I go off. So lots of time. I'm just coloring wood, so, it's not all that exciting. We're just getting the tree colored here. Sharpen this pencil again. Oh, that's awesome, Carol. Thank you so much for that. All right. Sometimes I think I color too slow. Nope, it's definitely not a race. Awesome. The Woomers are nice. I like them. I'm glad that they have open stock, and I'm so sorry that I misunderstood the website and didn't give you all the appropriate information for them. That definitely does make a difference in their likability. Now, if they were open stock and they were terrible pencils, that might be another story, but they're actually really good pencils. And they're layering really well. Like I'm getting a lot of layers on this page with these pencils. And I'm not pressing hard. I'm just putting the layers in as I go. All right. Yeah, once I understood what I was looking at, I was able to understand it a little bit better. I did have a little bit of difficulty um, understanding what I was looking at to begin with, but I think they've changed it a little bit since I was there the first time because I noticed things this time that I didn't see the last time I was on the website. So maybe they changed the website and it's easier to navigate now, but when I first went to the website, it was a little different. So just going back over again with the lightest color that we started with, and this is the burnt ochre. And as I go along, I'm going to add little bits of the light yellow ochre. Just so I don't forget it as I go for the light areas. And then for the inside there, I'm also going to take Sunburst. And we're going to light up that a little bit. Around the doorway. There's a little critter living in there, so we're going to make sure that little critter gets seen. Just covering up some of the edges. So I'm using the light yellow ochre for the edges, and then we'll come back through and add the lighter color again. Just to blend it. Yeah, I think they changed something on it and made it a little bit easier to understand because I saw a lot more today and yesterday when I was looking at it than I did the first time I looked at it. So, okay. Right. I think that's it for the yellows. Now we're going to go through with the rest of it with the burnt ochre. Getting everything blended. Yeah, I haven't had an opportunity to, or the necessity to contact them through customer care. Um, but I have spoken to a representative that asked me um, to show the products, but I'd already shown them, so I didn't collaborate with them. But I have spoken to somebody about the products and about the campaign and that sort of thing. And I have already informed them that I really do enjoy the product. So um, I might be able to reach out to that person and give them some feedback on, what customer support when it comes to broken pencils going through the post. Sometimes it becomes a postal issue because of the fact that the postal carrier has that insurance. So that's another thing as well, as you might have to go through the postal carrier for the insurance on your package. I've had to file a complaint with the post office because of a package being delivered in mangled shape, um, because it was insured directly through the post office, not through the company's shipper. Once it's in the hands of the U.S. Postal Service, it becomes under their insurances. All right, so there we are with the tree. Now we're going to do some leaves. So we're going to start with olive green. For the ivy leaves here. Thank you, Alex. It's kind of a boring looking tree, but it is a tree. All right, here. Not sure why she changed the leaf pattern as it went up the tree, but that's okay. Okay, that's the rest of those are our other leaves. And then we're going to come in with the permanent green olive. Welcome back, Dawn. So we've got about a half an hour left. I'm quite sure you probably don't want to watch me color leaves for the entirety of that half an hour. So I'm going to do the leaves on the ivy, and then we'll do some books and other things. This is probably one of those pages that's going to end up being finished on the end of the month to be finished work in progress stream, just because the amount of leaves there are. I'm never going to get all of these finished. All right, let's do a little tiny bit of a dark green. So we're going to use juniper green, and we're just going to do a little tiny bit of it on each of these leaves. It'll be the last Wednesday of the month. And yes, I will post it beforehand. But I intend on doing those on the last Wednesday of the month. And now that Angela isn't streaming Wednesday evening, it may be an evening stream. And if it's a week that Bob is in Wisconsin, it might be a long stream. All right. Okay, now we're going to color this book. Yeah, it all depends upon the date. If it's a time that Bob's away, I might have it as a long stream and start earlier in the day, because I know that you are heading to bed usually about this time. So next week on the 28th, Bob will be in Wisconsin. So I can probably do that stream earlier in the day and have it last longer to get as many of the projects completed. Um, Now in February, we might not have one because I might be in Wisconsin looking at houses, but we'll see how that goes. So, but it's a day that Bob's going to be away, so we'll be able to play that one by ear a little bit better. If Bob's home and working in Oregon, we would have to work around his schedule. So it won't be too early though because I will be working from home. So. Alright. So the blue on there is the phthalo phthalo blue, which is number 232. And then we're going to add the bright blue, which is 240, to that book. Yeah, I have the same problem, Jeanette. Not a problem at all. You mean I was supposed to remember something today? Oopsie. but I will post it the day before or earlier that day so that the notifications will go out both on Discord and the YouTube. I have a problem with YouTube sending out my notifications, so if you have that as well, just keep an eye out for the start of the stream. Now I'm going to take the lightest color, which is the cobalt teal blue, and I'm just going to fill that in. Okay. Dust off the page, dust off the page. And we're going to do our little bird. Little bird. Let's do a little yellow bird, because why not? So we're going to start with cream. That's what I use for the inside of the book as well. And then we're going to use cadmium orange. And sunburst yellow. Yes, a lot of tiny little elements. And then we're going to use the faint yellow. And we're going to take this and we're going to just put a little bit of a shadow in the book here. There we go. All right. Now we're going to do these in pink, just to match up with this one. Now I do want to use a little bit of a peach color, which is this one. All right. Like I said, I'd like to get this tree done, but I don't think it's going to happen. So we're just going to come in through here with the peach color. Then we're going to come in with our yellow. Where is, there it is. And then flapper pink. I'm going to sharpen it. The one thing about all of these itty bitty tiny details is they all require a really, really sharp pencil to get those colors in. I'm going to zoom you in so you can actually see what's going on there. There we go. Now I'm using baby pink. And then we're going to use pink matter. And then go back to the flapper dust. And then we're going to take that pale yellow, so that's the faint yellow. And then we're going to take our ruler because, you know, why not? And we're just going to fill in. And of course it's going to get lighter as it goes down the edge of the stream here. So this is the lightest area that is going to be touched by that lamp. Now this one here is going to have the same with this one. So when we do this one, it's going to have an overlap light. So that's going to be darker in those areas where it overlaps, because the two lights are going to combine and make them brighter. Okay, now we're going to take the next lightest one, which is light cadmium. Yeah, those little tiny things, they take a while longer, but um, definitely worth putting in the extra bit of time and effort to do them. Okay. And then up close, we're going to start in with a brighter yellow. So we're going to go with cadmium yellow. And now to me, this lamp is in front of this. So this light is coming down in front of these plants. So these plants are in the background. And then we're going to come in with a sunburst just at the very, very deepest part here, like so. Then we're going to come back with the lightest one here, and we're just going to blend that dark yellow in. Giving it that transition. There we go. And then the books up here, we're going to start with jade green. Oh, there seems to be a cat deciding that it really likes my car. Neighborhood cats. Alright, now we're going to start on this book here with jade green. And then chrome oxide green. Yep. Yeah, and luckily my front door is not something that they can see. Like if Shiloh was here, she would not be able to see anything in the front. The only windows that face the front of the house are the bedroom, the craft room here, and my youngest son's bedroom. So I don't have to concern myself with that too much. All right, now I'm going to take this one. Where is it? This one. The warm gray 3. And do the binding. Now, this one we're going to use Scarlet Lake. Add a red purple. Ooh, burr. Yeah, hopefully it went home. Poor little thing. I know I'm going to be the crazy cat lady in the neighborhood, putting out cat hotels on my front porch when I move into those cold areas. I don't like seeing any animals suffer, especially from the cold. Yeah, it does. It says, "Hey, I'm cold out here." I just put little stray hotels on my property where cats can curl up and stay warm until it warms up. Now I'm going to use a little bit of orange on the edges here. And the sunburst yellow. They're under the house, yeah. I don't blame them. It's chilly. And then this one here, we're going to do cadmium orange. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have a basement, so now I'm using orange. And then there it is. Pale vermilion. And we're going to go back over it with the cadmium orange. And dark green. All right, so we are reaching on to the 4 o'clock mark. So I'm going to put my pencils away and I'm going to zoom out so you can see where we've gotten to and where we're going with this. I will try to finish up at least the two trees, um, or at least this one tree, but it will probably be the one of the major ones that gets done on our work in progress Wednesday at the end of the month. So there we are so far. I've gotten the bark of this one tree done, and then we will continue. It is a very detailed page, but we'll get it done. All right, everyone. Thank you all very much for coming and hanging out. Of course, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. Tomorrow morning, of course, Connie will be live, so do check her out. Make sure that you hang out with her for a little while. And of course, always remember to relax, color, and of course, stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye bye for now.